Hey there, Celia Faye Meisel here, Sales Authority, and we are talking about leveraged selling one to few or one to many. And this is a sales process that I love to install into clients' businesses that I work with or level up if they already have it in their businesses. And so I believe that there are three core sales processes that you can have that can create limitless growth in your business. One is your ongoing sales process where people come through your business, they have a conversation with you or someone on your team, they enroll and they buy. That's one. The second is your back end sales process. So that's how you renew those clients into either upselling them into higher level offers or renewing them to continue to work with you for the long term, maybe into a higher level mastermind or another program or a continuation program to continue growing and evolving. So those are two sales processes. And then the third sales process is some sort of leverage sales mechanism that you do a launch, you do a virtual event, you do an in-person event, and that's another way. And so we're going to talk about some of the ways that that model can build value for you and your company and to your clients. So let me know in the chat, are you already doing leverage selling? Is it something that you've tried or maybe you haven't tried? Are there certain beliefs that you have like this could work or it couldn't work? Because there's a lot of thought stuff that can come up. But I'm going to tell you that I did my first enrollment event when I had relaunched my consulting business and I had a teeny tiny audience and I still was able to get 5 or 6 people in the room and do that virtual event with no problem. So you can get people on into your events and enroll them, even small events. That's why I call it one to few versus one to many selling. So how might this work for you? Okay, number one, do you have connections? Do you have an audience of people, whether it's on a list or not? It could just be social media. When I did my first event, and I have actually done launches previously and didn't really have a big list, didn't have a big audience. I remember hitting my first 10K months when I was a brand new coach and I didn't have much, but I had my mouth, I had live video, I had DMs and engagement and just connecting with people. And that's how my launches have done well. And I've made sales in a leveraged way and filled programs just using my mouth and my ideas and communication and the audience that I had and not being worried about, okay, well, my list isn't this size and la, 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 all those things, right? So you really, it's an audience where people know you as an authority. Like that's the first thing that you can use. And they know you for your expertise. And whether you're doing a lot of marketing on social media or not, you can still tap into where you have a network of people who know you as an expert. And there are other videos I could do where I go deeper into that, but that's just like a basic thing is, are there prospective buyers in my orbit that I could invite in to participate in a launch or a challenge or an in-person or virtual event? And then this is so valuable to do this type of selling, this leverage selling, because you're able to communicate with multiple people at once and have their attention. It's very important that they are connected with you on Zoom or they're in the room with you. They have their camera on, they're showing up, you're seeing their face, they're tuned in with you because you have their attention. Whereas doing a live stream like this, like, I don't know if I have your attention or not, right? You could be driving down the road or you could be making dinner or half listening or whatever, right? Like with a live stream and a recorded video, I'm not guaranteed your attention. Whereas when you're in an event with me, you're in an experience with me, I can gauge, and I can't control like whether you tune out or not, but I can definitely make sure that your camera's on or you're in the room with me and I can see your eyeballs and we're connecting. That's really, really, really powerful. And I say all that because if you have prospects that you've had sales conversations with, but they didn't buy, or you have people that are kind of in your orbit that are looking around, but they haven't purchased anything yet. Maybe they haven't even raised your hand or expressed any interest. Doing a live event or a virtual event or a one-to-many selling mechanism, you can even webinars work too, where you're making an offer to a room, even a virtual room. So any of those count, but you have people that you could gather together and you could do it all at once while you have all of their attention. Okay. Like it's so, so powerful. And it allows people to connect with you further and for you to warm them up and move them further in the buying journey. So instead of doing it one at a time, you're able to do it with multiple people at once and have a little bit more control over the environment because you know they're connected with you. And so if you want to sell more at once, so you're like, I want to get a bunch of deals, like maybe I want to do all of my last year's sales in one quarter or in one event, or I want to double, right? Like I want to do all of my sales normal and I want to add on other enrollment mechanisms. This could be for you. And if you see yourself eventually getting out of the sales process and scaling that way, this is a great way because if you have enough people, you can actually start to train people to do calls for you, do enrollment calls for you and do closing. And there's different ways that you can start to scale where you actually free yourself up from the sales process. And that's incredibly, incredibly powerful. So I just really want you to see the power of one-to-many and one-to-few selling and what that can do for you. Now, does that guarantee like your first event, you're going to do it and you're going to make $1 million? No, there's no guarantee, but I'll tell you that if you follow what I've been talking about in all of my videos about your attention and your vision and your ideal client and the problem you solve and the sales process and everything that I've been pouring into these videos, and you really take it to heart and you implement, what happens is you get results. And so your likelihood of success is so much greater because you have taken those steps and you're super clear about the ideal client. Because when you're doing the one-to-many selling, the enrollment piece is one, the marketing and the content, and there's other components that go into that. But when you get it all working, like it's amazing. So if this is something you're interested in doing one-to-many selling or one-to-few selling or adding in this type of sales process into your company, definitely reach out and let's have a conversation. If you're have a smaller audience all the way to larger, I have partners that I'll bring on where we can do, multi-thousand people events, and we can do smaller events too. And I can come in solo and consult with you. So we have a lot of options, but if this is something that you want to look at, definitely reach out and let's have a conversation because you can seriously add some revenue and opportunity in your business in 2024 and beyond. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next time.